I'm Lauren Whitehurst. I'm a certified personal trainer and certified nutrition coach.
Hi, I'm Sunny Lippincott. I'm a certified professional life coach and a certified brain health professional.
We also have Angela Salyers, who is a licensed professional counselor, and the three of us together make up
Whole Life Vitality.
We teach whole life vitality of the mind, body, and soul, bringing the physical, emotional, and spiritual together for whole life wellness. Welcome back.
Welcome.
We are here today to talk about focus.
Focus.
And concentration. It is back to school time. I don't know if you have kids in school, but let's be fair. We need focus all day, every day.
Yeah.
I mean, we got a lot going on.
You know, we like to get onto the kids that they don't focus, but come on. It starts with us.
How many times do you have to tell your kids to do something before they actually get it done?
Probably about as many times as God has to tell me.
Well, now I feel bad. Gosh.
True. We're getting real. We're getting real.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So there's that. That puts it into perspective a little bit. Thank you, Sunny.
Yeah.
So we all
That's what
need
I'm
to
here
work
for.
on our focus, I suppose. So today we're going to talk about some things that you can do right now to help you get started focusing.
Focus.
Yeah.
So who is the main culprit? Us.
Oh, always.
But
us.
why? Why have we diminished our focus?
Well, can we blame social media? Can
Yeah.
we do that? Can we? I love that we're here on social media, and we're also going to blame social media, but it's true because focus has diminished over time and significantly more since the introduction of social media. What is that? The last
Absolutely.
20 years?
Oh yeah.
Less than that.
Less than that.
Yeah.
Less than that.
What?
Truly.
2008 or 2007 was Facebook,
Probably
I
about the
think?
same time that the iPhone came out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then that was
I mean, MySpace was out before that.
yeah.
MySpace. Google it if you don't know what we're talking about.
Okay, but if you do know MySpace, then we want to hear from you. So just give us a little
Yeah.
shout over here because
Who's
yes,
your top 8?
to MySpace. I think that my MySpace is actually still active.
Oh, I wish I could remember mine. I would love to go back
Right.
and look at it.
Oh, it's so funny. I don't even know if I know the email address that's associated with it anymore.
Different
That's
life.
Hilarious. Anyway, so social media, iPhones, games, all of these things have diminished our focus in that our attention span has gotten shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter.
We used to remark about goldfish because goldfish was one of the creatures that had the shortest attention span, running at 9 seconds.
Well, have you ever seen Finding Nemo?
Yeah.
I mean, Dory.
Dory?
Yeah, she's not a goldfish, but come on.
Come on,
Y-
same.
You know.
Same.
You know, she's forgets everything, 10 seconds
10
after it
seconds.
happens.
So a goldfish is running at 9 seconds. We are millennials. I think millennials are like 1981 through like 94 or 95, somewhere around there.
Sure.
We're running at 12. We're averaging at 12 seconds.
Okay.
But
Go
Gen
us. Better than
Zs
goldfish.
Gen Zs are running at 8.25 seconds now. Their attention span has actually diminished to that shorter of a goldfish.
And why is that? Is that genetics? Is that something we've passed down to them?
Well,
We just
mine
give
is at
them
12, so it can come from me.
But we give them a little bit less, like, the watered down effect. So
It's your habits.
It's your
so
habits.
the culprit is multitasking. That is what is diminishing focus and concentration now is multitasking. And multitasking, if you went to a job interview, however long ago, they would ask you, how are you at multitasking?
because once upon a time, it was a positive thing.
Oh, it's still considered a positive thing. Like, how
Well-
many plates can you keep spinning?
Right.
That shows your worth. Like, I'm good at this.
How
because,
many can you keep spinning well?
Well,
Just
that's the thing. Really, what multitasking is, it's the shifting of focus from one task to another rapidly,
Right.
which is actually like diminishing your focus and like killing it. Whenever you are like going from one to another, you're actually sacrificing your focus and your concentration. It's not a good thing. You're not doing one thing well. you're doing a lot of things.
Not very well.
Not well.
You're surviving. And I think we all know how that feels. We've all been there. We've all been in survival mode. A lot of us live in survival mode.
Absolutely.
Where we're just trying to keep all the balls up, trying to keep all of those plates spinning because we're like, oh no, can't drop any of them. The kids have to go here. This work needs to get done. The house has to be cleaned. Everyone needs to be fed. Why hasn't someone done the laundry?
Absolutely.
So many things going at once. And then maybe we have church commitments or social commitments or things that we add on top of it as well. And pretty soon we find ourselves out with friends and you are a zombie and you have no idea what they just said. You are not even present in the conversation because you can't keep that many things spinning at once.
Scientists have estimated that our multitasking has increased 120% in just the last 10 years.
It's amazing. If you look back on the invention of the computer, everyone was so excited because the dialogue around the computer was, we are going to have so much more free time. People are going to be able to get their work done so much faster, the more time to be with your family, more time to play golf, more time to be outside, more leisure time. And what has it done instead?
Actually diminished our presence, our focus, our ability to pay attention to things.
We take our work home with us.
We do.
You're never without the ability for anyone to access you 24/7.
And your brain actually, it responds well with like healthy circuits and neurochemicals. And when you are thinking deeply and you are in like deep focus on a subject, that's when the brain reacts with those healthy actions. But it doesn't when you are skimming information rapidly.
And do you know how long it takes to get into that space where because you have to think about the same thing for long enough to get into that deep space. Do you know how long it takes?
How long?
I want to say it's around 10 minutes.
Probably.
I think it's 10 to 12 minutes that it takes for you to focus on something to get into that deeper place where you are contemplative and creative and coming up with new ideas. And when was the last time you just sat there and spent that much time focusing on something?
Exactly.
You know, that's why you say, oh, I just got into it. I just got in the flow. And then you got interrupted.
So that's what the culprit is. That's what's killing our focus and our concentration and making us exhausted. So what can you do?
Yeah.
We're talking about the how. We promised we would give you options.
Yeah.
What can you do? So first of all, mindfulness practices. They increase focus and attention. So what is that? That's meditation. And meditation is not just like, sitting in yoga. It can be lots of things. That can be just thinking. It can be you sitting on your porch in the morning watching the sunrise, listening to the birds, sitting on your back porch. Well, mine, the sunrise is set. So I'll sit on my back porch and watch, the sunset. It can just be thinking about something deeply. It can be reading. It can be, listening to music, just separating yourself from your phone. And sitting. That's mindfulness practices.
And you do have to practice because you will find that you'll sit down with a book and you'll get 2 sentences in and realize that you haven't actually read those 2 sentences. You've skimmed over them a couple of times and your brain is somewhere else.
Absolutely.
And you have to actually practice focusing in on what you're reading.
So minimizing distractions.
Exactly.
That's what you're talking about. Minimizing distractions. Taking your phone, like if you are doing something, say you are working on a project, set a timer, set a 20-minute timer and just say, I'm going to sit here and do this for these 20 minutes. And it is going to get my focus, my undivided attention. Your brain loves that. And it's going to respond by helping you focus and by giving you all that you need in order to get that done.
It's a muscle.
It's
just
a muscle.
Like anything else. The more you exercise that muscle, the more you practice, the more it grows. At the same time, you can continue to do this, what Caroline Leaf calls it, milkshake multitasking.
Right. Like taking your brain and putting it in a blender and like shaking it. That's what's happening.
Yep. You can continue to do that, but you're using your muscle in a not very efficient way. So if you can imagine, if I stand here and open and close a door 500 times, that muscle, maybe it gets stronger, but mostly what happens is it just gets really tired.
It's tired.
And it gets worn out. And then somebody's going to ask me to close the door, and I'm like, I have nothing left to give that door.
Nothing. I'm on E.
So if I was really intentional and that door was weighted and I closed it several times, I'm going to get stronger.
Yes.
If I focus in on the intention behind it and really intentional movement of lifting a weight or moving something heavy.
Speaking of exercise, that is another thing that helps increase your focus and
right.
concentration.
Yep.
Our health coach here.
Because you spend any kind of intentional time doing something really specific like that, and that same focus muscle grows, but you also get additional feel-good chemicals to your brain.
Absolutely.
Which make a difference. Which podcast was it? Was it Gratitude, where we talked about dopamine and how it blocks what was it, anxiety?
Yeah, the
negative.
Yeah, the cortisone, the stress,
Yes. So, oh no, I've lost my train of thought. It's okay. You can edit this one out.
Yeah.
What was I saying?
How it releases the feel-good chemicals.
Right.
Exercise.
So it releases those feel-good hormones and leaves you feeling amazing, but also gives you more oxygen and blood flow to your brain.
Absolutely.
And that is brain fuel.
Yes.
If you've ever looked at someone with dementia or Alzheimer's, part of what diminishes their brain over time and leaves them headed in that direction is lack of oxygen.
Yeah.
And what carries that oxygen to the brain? Blood flow. Mm-hmm. Blood flow carries that oxygen. And without it, our brains just don't function well.
Absolutely. So mindfulness practices, kind of setting a timer, focus your attention, do one thing, and then exercise. But going back to the multitasking, whenever you're there, be present. So if you are having dinner, be present with dinner. Yep. Put the phone away. No phones at dinner.
Yep.
No phones. Even if you are watching TV, stay off of your phone. Stop scrolling your phone while you are watching TV. That is multitasking.
One screen at a time.
One screen at a time. Truly, if you're having a conversation with someone, if your phone is going off, your watch is, take them away, put them in your purse, put them in your bag, put them in your pocket. But these things that we think, I'm just watching TV, so I'll get out of my phone. It's actually multitasking.
It blows my mind. And granted, I think that we're technically Zennials because we're like kind of in between what Gen X and Millennials. It's like 77 to 83.
X and Y, yeah.
Yes. And because we grew up in a land without technology.
Right. And
then came into the land with technology, but we were young enough to really not be afraid of it, experience it, grow with that technology. But I don't know if it is a generational thing, but when people are on their phones while you're talking to them, they're like this on their phone. And I found myself saying, do you need a minute?
Yeah.
I'll come back. We can talk later. And they're like, no, it's fine. And they just keep going. And I'm like,
but listen,
what is this disconnect?
I can't unknow what I know about the brain. So I know I'm not getting focused attention right now.
I know that there's no way that you're actually like taking in what I'm saying to you.
You're getting bits and pieces. So truly, even when you're resting, rest. If you're taking a walk, take a walk.
Yep.
Don't take a walk with your phone. Just be present where you're at. That's going to build the muscle of focus and concentration. So
makes a huge difference.
It makes a huge difference.
You will feel so much better.
Notice that you're doing things quicker and you're doing them well.
Yep. You won't believe how much more efficient you are.
Absolutely. You're always worried about time. We're always worried there's not enough time.
Yep.
Well, the problem is we're not utilizing it as well as we could be. So when you build up your focus and you are mindful about your focus and your concentration, changes happen.
Yep. So sit down at your computer to work and set your phone to the side and don't look at it.
Set a timer.
sit down with your spouse to have a conversation and set your phone to the side and don't look at it. Whatever you're doing, focus just on that.
Right.
And that will allow you to practice in just little increments all day
Absolutely.
long. And honestly, your relationships will grow with your significant other, with your friends, with your children, with anyone in your life. You might even notice you're getting more respect at work. Look at that.
Wow.
Amazing. Amazing. So let us know how you do with this. In the meantime, if you need something to get you going, check out our 30-day mindset reset, which is a 30-day mindset bingo at wholelifevitality.com. So fun.
It's so fun. You can print it out, and there's little daily prompts that you can do that are going to increase. It'll increase focus and concentration. Mindfulness, they're so simple and they're fun. That's the thing, they're fun. These aren't like, oh my gosh, I can't do that. Anybody can do these.
Yep.
Like, we worked hard to make sure that these made a difference, but it was also something that you felt like, hey, I can do this.
Yeah.
I got this.
Do it with your kids, do it with your friend, do it by yourself, do it with us online. We have a video for every single prompt for the entire 30 days. You can get on social media.
Learn the why. Learn the why behind it, why it's important, why we chose that. And, post it. Put it in your story, tag us, let us know what you're doing so we can cheer you on.
Yep. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.